Hello and welcome to this video. We're back from New Zealand about 4 months. I've worked my way through all the videos and I just thought I would give a sort of a summary video with 10 reasons why you should go to New Zealand and 10 other considerations. These are just my thoughts and they're just my personal opinions. So they're aimed at really giving advice to somebody who's never been before. And so 10 reasons why you should go to New Zealand, first of all. So number one is it's a beautiful country. It's an absolutely outstandingly beautiful country. Mountains, lakes, rivers, gorges, geysers, glaciers. It's got it all. It's got it all. It's a stunningly beautiful country. So that's number one. Number two, the variety of the things that you can see in New Zealand. There is an immense variety, from Milford Sound to Hobbiton to whale watching to Mount Cook, which is a stunning mountain. You've got all the Maori history. You've got the glaciers, hot water beach, Huckafall. You can name it and keep going and going and going and going. So many things to see. The breadth and variety of things to see in New Zealand is outstanding. So that's number two. Number three is that New Zealand has got unique things that you'll not see in any other country in the world. For instance, and this sounds funny, but you take the Wanaka through, you just won't see something like that anywhere else. The Tongariro Alpine Crossing, where you're able to hike along a volcanic landscape. It's just superb. Cathedral Cove, hot water beach, where you can dig out your own hot water pool. It's incredible. The geysers that you go and see, and they erupt. Incredible. And that's just some of the unique sights that you'll see in New Zealand. Then fourthly, there's so many activities that you can do. I've said whale watching. You can do bungee. You can do shot over river jet boats. You can do luge, zip lining. You can go to the hot water baths in Rotorua. You can do hiking. You can do helicopter rides onto the glaciers. You can do gondolas. You can do lake cruises. You can even do the All Blacks experience, which we did, and why I'm wearing this hat. And it's just superb. Fifth reason why you should go to New Zealand is the wildlife. You will see birds, the tui, the waka, the kaka. You'll see whales, you'll see seals, you'll see albatrosses, you might see blue penguins, you'll see a lot of sheep, you see a lot of deer, you'll see a lot of cattle, you'll see a lot of dead possums on the road, but will you see a kiwi? Number six is all the culture and the history. You've got the sort of the mix of Maori culture and sort of British European culture. You can see churches, you can see museums, you can see Maori history, you can see the city culture, you can see rural culture. It's all there. The history is rich in New Zealand. Number seven reason you should go to New Zealand is you should road trip it. It is just perfect for road tripping, and it's easy to do. Get a good vehicle and away you go, whether that's a car or an RV. Navigation's easy, the roads are good, maybe a wee bit windy at times, but you'll get there. They drive on the left hand side of the road, which is a great thing. All the sat nav works, your Google Maps works, everything's well signposted. It's brilliant, and there's accommodation options everywhere at every level of affordability. So that's number seven. Number eight, the food and the cost of living. It isn't the most expensive place to go to. We've been to lots of places where it's really, really expensive to eat out, but New Zealand, I felt New Zealand was good value for money. There's variety. You've got your British, but you've got all the overseas food as well, and it's well worth seeing and doing. And number nine, New Zealand's got a lot of agriculture. There's a lot of fruit growing. There's a lot of crops. There's a lot of cattle farming, sheep and deer. But there's also the wineries, and I think you should visit one or two of them just to see the culture of it all, even if you're not into it. But particularly in that Marlborough area, there's great wineries and great buildings with history there that you can go and see. So it's something I think everybody should do. The final reason you should go to New Zealand is that they've got great souvenirs. I'm wearing one, but there are loads of souvenirs. If fridge magnets is your thing, New Zealand has them in abundance. T-shirts, Christmas decorations. We bought, I think it was 21 or 22, because we got one everywhere that we went. But there's lots of artisan shops everywhere. There's street markets and there's street stalls. So, you know, if shopping's your thing, New Zealand has also got that as well. So that's my 1 to 10 reasons why you should go to New Zealand. Now, what about my top 10 considerations for New Zealand? Well, firstly, it's a long way to go, especially if you're coming from Great Britain or Ireland. It is a long way to go. The flights are long, and particularly coming back, we found them very, very slow and tiring and just agitating. So flights are tough. And maybe on your return trip, I would say, maybe stop off at Singapore, Abu Dhabi, or somewhere like that, just to split up the return journey home. So it is a long way to go. Second consideration, I think, is you must go for 3 or 4 weeks. You can't go for any less. If you want to see New Zealand, you have to road trip it, and you have to do it in 3 to 4 weeks at least. You cannot go for any shorter, otherwise you just will not see the breadth of things that are there. There's so much to see, so you need to give yourself a lot of time to see it. We did it all in about 29-30 days, and that was perfect, I think. Third consideration is cost, and people will maybe not talk about cost, but I'll bluntly talk about it. Flights for us, return flights for 2 were roughly £5,000 to get there and back. So it's not a cheap place to get to. Budget wise, when you're there, you need to allocate per week, I would say, between £2,500 and £3,000. So you can add all that up. It's not a cheap budget holiday. It's, you know, it's a 15k in and around holiday for 2, and you've got to do some of the activities when you're there as well, and they cost money. So yeah, it's not a budget holiday, but it's a bucket list holiday, a dream holiday, and I think something that you have to do once in your lifetime. Now, the fourth consideration is a big one of mine, and that is planning. You've got to plan well, because you want to maximize the time that you've got there. So you've got to list out where the must goes are and the must sees are, and even each day, what must you do, and then, you know, work everything in and around that. So I'd say planning is essential. But on the other side, don't over plan it, that you know that you miss things, because there's so many things around every corner to see, and you must stop and see them, even if it only takes 5 minutes. Stop, be flexible, and you know, you've got to schedule in time for that. You've also got to schedule in rest time, because it's tiring. Road tripping's tiring. You've got to factor in, you know, you've got to wash your clothes. You've got to have time for all of that. So, you know, so plan well, but don't overplan. Fifthly, you've got to be flexible with the weather. The weather can change your plans. We were affected twice. Firstly, our whale watching trip in Kiakora on a Tuesday afternoon was wiped out by the weather completely. So what we had to do then was go the following morning, and we were blessed in that we had the time to do that. It's a half-day thing, so instead of doing Tuesday afternoon, we did it on Wednesday morning, and it worked brilliantly, and we had a fantastic time. Things like Milford Sound can get called off because of the weather, the visibility, or the winds, or the ice and snow even can you know, landslides can hit there. So that's, you know, you've got to be prepared for that. You could go all the way, and Milford Sound might be the thing you want to see and do, and you may not get to do it, and that would be disappointing. So events can get called off, but be flexible. You know, we did zip lining. We hadn't planned to do it because the whale watching trip was called off. So, you know, there's always a silver lining. so to speak. Number 6 consideration is, this is the Kiwi. If you're going to New Zealand and you're expecting to see a Kiwi bird in the wild, you will be disappointed. You will not see a Kiwi bird in the wild. We spoke to many native New Zealand people and they've never seen one. Never seen one. But we've seen them because we went to one of the reserves where they protect them, where they hatch the eggs and they take care of them. So we saw, I think it was 5 altogether, under very dark light. No photographs allowed, of course, but our eyes did see the Kiwi, and that was wonderful. A great experience indeed. But you will not see a Kiwi. Don't go to New Zealand expecting to see a Kiwi, because you won't see one. Number 7 consideration, I think you should think about this, is because you're going so far, why not take in a little bit of Australia as well? We had never been to Australia, so we planned in 3 days in Sydney, and we got to do, you know, the bridge, we got to do the Opera House and a few other nice things, Bondi Beach and things like that. Sydney Cricket Ground I went to, which was brilliant. So factor that in as well. Just add it all in, because you're going that way and you've gone so far. So consider, you know, adding in, you know, a few days at least, maybe even a week. Number 8 consideration I've written down here is over-tourism. What do I mean by this? Well, in some of the sites we were at, it was almost impossible to get a photograph because so many tourists were there. The Church of the Good Shepherd at Lake Tekapo, you know, a couple turned up in wedding gear to take photographs and didn't care about the rest of us. So we had to be very patient to get the photographs. Andrew did get good photographs, thankfully, because she is very patient. But Queenstown is a very busy town. Wanaka is the same. You know, mostly in the southern island you see a lot of, I call it over-tourism. Try and go off the beaten track maybe a wee bit, and in that sense you might see some things that, you know, other people haven't seen. Number 9 is about road tripping, or if you're going using an EV, you should consider sharing the driving. I think that helps because that gives you a better experience all around. Sometimes I really enjoyed the driving, but I also enjoyed sitting in the passenger seat, just watching the scenery and seeing everything as we went by. I would also say, if you're thinking of going to New Zealand by cruise ship, you will not see what we saw. There's no way you will see what we saw. You will just get a little snippet of every little bit, but you won't get into the depth of the culture, and you won't get into, you know, all of the things, the excursions and the cruises and the lake cruises that we did. We just had a fantastic time and saw so much, and very thankful that we did road trip it. And my 10th consideration is think carefully about when you're going to go. We went in November, December, and it was a brilliant time to go. We really got there before the peak season of tourists. And some of the sites that we went to, particularly at the start, you know, we had great views, we could get great photographs, we got a great experience, and it was just lovely. And I couldn't understand why people were saying, oh, there's lots of people always here. But it wasn't until December that we started to see the crowds started to come. So, you know, I would think about going November, December, and maybe tail end of January, February, so to avoid that peak season. And that's the end of my considerations. New Zealand for me is a must-go place. It's a brilliant place. I'm not saying this because I'm sponsored by the New Zealand Tourism Board. I'm just saying it because it had been a bucket list destination for me for years and years. I really wanted to go. The opportunity came. We took it, we embraced it, and we just loved it. And my overall recommendation is you must go. You must go to New Zealand, and you must enjoy it, and you must see all that there is to see there. I'm going to do another video which is our top 20 sites, and I'm going to canvass the other 3 who are on the trip, Jay, Denise and Andrea, for their comments before I give a definitive view on that. But our top 20 sites and experiences, I'm going to do a video on that, and then that'll be done. But you know, if you have liked the videos that we've done on New Zealand road trip, just give me a comment and tell me what you thought. And if you want to know more, just drop me a note on this video, and I'll try and answer and share my experience of our wonderful trip. Fantastic holiday, one of the best we've ever done. Loved it from start to finish, and I highly recommend New Zealand. Thank you very much. Over and out from sunny Northern Ireland.